Hello, what you doing today?
Oh, laundry. Pretty soon.
Uh-huh. Well, I called you a little bit earlier today because I wanted to take the opportunity to call you before I got busy and doing everything else. So, hey, you remember that old chorus, if you believe you shall receive?
Yeah, some of it.
Will you sing it for me?
I can't carry a tune
Why not?
because my voice got messed up, remember?
Oh,
Just a second.
okay.
I can give you the words.
Okay.
If you believe, you shall receive. There's not a trouble or care the good Lord can't relieve.
Okay.
I can't remember right now the rest of it. If you believe, you shall receive. There's not a trouble or care the good Lord can't relieve. Oh, He is just the same today. All you have to do is trust and pray and believe. You must believe.
Oh, okay. Is there verses too?
Oh, yeah, there's two of them, I think.
Mm.
About the hungry lion's den.
Okay.
Nobody thought that there was any hope for him.
So did we sing it in the church sanctuary, or did we sing it in Sunday school? Because I kind of vaguely remember.
Well, who brought it to us was Brother and Sister Milburn,
Oh, they
I
did?
believe.
Oh.
Uh-huh. That's where I heard it.
Because did Grandma and Grandpa Chilton sing those kind of songs?
I don't know about that kind.
See, I hear sometimes I see where Brenda Mazzarella Robinson and Sister Becky Lifeward to post stuff about the Chiltons and stuff like that, and then somebody comments says I can still hear them singing to this day, and I just like they don't say what songs they sang, or I don't think anybody has any recordings of them or anything. I just was wondering if they sang. I'm sure when I was a kid I probably heard them sing, but I don't remember.
We never sang him enough to remember. I just remember getting on the platform about once or twice.
Oh, okay. Well, Brenda says she can still hear them sing. I don't know. Of course, Brenda, she seemed like she has.
I only remember those one or two times, but I don't remember doing it anymore.
Oh, okay. I remember Henrietta and Roger and the girls coming to Terre Haute one time, and they got asked to sing. I remember them singing this song about I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now.
Really?
Yeah, I remember all three girls. I remember all three girls singing. I can't remember if Henrietta and Roger did or not, but I know because I remember when Sherry came back, I had laid down in the pew and she sat on me.
Uh-oh.
She did. I guess probably because after you get done singing, you're probably a little bit nervous or something. She just come down and sat down. Didn't even pay attention. She didn't look on the seat. She just sat down on me. I remember.
Oh my goodness.
I remember that. I had to be pretty young, be just to be laying in the
Yeah.
seat. But I do remember that.
Oh my word.
Yeah. But anyhow, so
Funny.
Tim sent me a picture this morning of breakfast he's getting ready to make. He made homemade fries and I think. Anyway, is that a fire pit? He's getting.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Huh. When are they coming home?
I was going to ask you.
I don't know.
Oh. I don't know.
Maybe tomorrow. He talks like he wanted to stay till Sunday.
Oh.
The last minute of his vacation, you can't blame him.
No, you sure can't. I'm glad they're having pretty good weather. Louisiana is getting awful
I
storms.
heard something about, somewhere. California too, isn't it?
Probably, but I know I had it on the Weather Channel, and it was talking about Louisiana because that's what's happening
my
right now.
goodness.
Yeah, my friends Butch and Linda from the Hutchinson Church.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was from Louisiana originally, anyway, but they live back there now for quite a few years. But yeah, they were saying that they was getting. At first, they said that it was voluntary evacuation, and she said they were going to stay put. But then later, I think it got so bad that people didn't have that choice. I was like, get out because it's just there's no chance of surviving, So
From rain?
Yeah, from all the flood. Cause see, it's that Hurricane Harry, Barry.
I didn't hear about it.
Hurricane Barry, not Harry.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a hurricane going right now, and they're below Louisiana's below sea level. So it comes when they get that, they really get they really get flooded.
Uh-huh.
But anyhow, so pray for them, people that's suffering with
Yeah.
that.
Well, how's your arm?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I try to talk to you so I won't think about it. It's really bothering me. But I come to the conclusion through looking at some YouTube videos and stuff that I've got a compressed nerve, median nerve. And it says depending on the sincerity of the injury, it could take between just a few weeks to 3 months to even up to a year, depending on how long it is. It says, think of it like electrical wires, and if the break in the wire or something is not very far from the socket or whatever, it don't take that long. But if it has to travel a long ways, it takes longer to heal.
Oh.
And I've been using it like nothing's wrong with it, and one of the things said to that it can make it longer for overuse. But I'm afraid if I don't use it, then I'll lose my muscles. It's like one of those things. But it's during the day and stuff, I guess, because I'm preoccupied with other stuff. It's not as bad as during the night. It's like unbearable. During the night, it was like a burning, tingling sensation. But everything else, I can make my fist. I can do all my letters of my alphabet of the finger spelling, sign language, except W. I still can't make a W or a 3. What you would think of the number 3. I still can't do that without having to help it with my other hand. But it doesn't hurt. It's just that. So it's something between my thumb and my pinky fingers. Something still got to heal.
Yes, it sounds like it.
Yeah, but I've been getting out of doing dishes. Everybody does dishes for me because I think I could do it, but since I don't have any feeling in my thumb, what if I would get cut by a knife or cut broken glass or something?
Yeah, that's true.
It's just a little bit.
I've done that before. Yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah, I got feeling in all my other fingers except like the very, very tips of my fingers, and then my thumb, I don't have any feeling in it.
Oh, on your right arm or your left arm?
My right one. And that's why my conclusions of my studies is like the median. That's why they think it's the median nerve, because it's almost like the same symptoms as carpal tunnel, even though I don't have carpal tunnel. This is from me falling on my arm,
Yeah.
But everything else, except it still looks a little bit out of socket or dislocated or something. But Mark says that's just because it's still swollen. My hand is still swollen, so that's it's not as bad swollen because you can start seeing my veins. There for a while it was so swollen before you couldn't even tell I was an old lady because you couldn't see my veins. You know how when you're old your veins all stick out.
Yeah.
But it was so swollen you couldn't even tell. But now you can see those again. So the swelling's going down some. So but my husband and Jeremy and Melanie and Maurice, everybody's like, go to the doctor. Luke was a doctor. I said, yeah. I know that. And they're like, God uses electricians and stuff. I said, yeah, I know, but the Bible don't say by his stripes the electrician can fix your house. It says by his stripes we're healed. So I want to just claim God to heal me, But
yeah, but God gives us doctors. Dr. Luke was a doctor.
I know, but he was a doctor, but that doesn't mean that 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 he's the one that wrote mostly about all the healings and miracles because he was so fascinated by it. Isn't that neat?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's the one that wrote more about like the virgin birth and all the miracles and stuff because he was a doctor and he could write from that viewpoint. And hey, I heard about something else too the other day I thought was really, really fascinating about Luke and Acts. You know how it says Oath of Theophilus is addressed to that? Well, this one guy, his name is David Pawson out of England. I don't know. Probably Assembly of God or something. But I was just looking about the book of Acts. And he was talking about it was his theory, and so theories is you can't take it for certain, but it's about as possible. He was saying that by the way that Luke and Acts are written, and it just stops abruptly at the Paul was going to be tried. He thinks that Theophilus was the lawyer, and not just any lawyer, but the judge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was his thing. I was talking to Mark about it because it could be because everybody else before like, we think he was a governor because it said "Oh, most excellent" or something like that, and that's how they would address somebody in authority.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned to you last week or something what he came up with between. He said Paul and Peter were. They were so much alike. Do you know how people take Abraham Lincoln and George Washington, or Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy, and have all the similarities but differences? Like one was killed, one was shot by so and so. A lot of similar things. Well, he did the same thing with Paul and Peter. Both of their names was Saul and Simon. They both got name change, and they both got a character change, and. They both got a character change, and then Peter was called to preach to the Jews, but he also had to preach to the Gentiles. Paul was called to preach to the Gentiles, but he also had to preach to the Jews. And they both had visions. Peter had the sheep let down, the clean and unclean animals. And Paul had a vision. He had that man from Macedonia come over and help us. And then they both, of course, had escapes from prison or jail, miraculous jailbreaks, and then they both died a martyr's death. Isn't that pretty cool? That somebody would take the time, huh?
That's pretty cool.
Oh, I thought you said I was cutting in and out again. Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. So, but anyway, I sound like I'm out of breath, and I ain't done anything to be out of breath.
Are you sitting down?
Yeah, I'm sitting down. Probably just excited to talk to my mom. Probably just talk.
Oh, you are not.
Oh yeah, I'm probably just talking a lot because I am talking a lot. That's probably what it is.
Oh.
Probably, yeah.
Well, you know what? I have to cancel my appointment to my dentist.
No.
Well, my doctor called and told me not to take my blood thinner at all.
Right.
I tell you that.
You told me that you'd had it mentioned to him because it might cause too much bleeding or something.
Well, he never responded the second time, so.
Oh.
And I'm afraid to take it because I asked the pharmacist, and she said that's unusual because she said you usually lay off your blood thinners, before your surgery, surgery.
Right.
And I'm disappointed in my doctor. I don't understand why he want me to take it because I don't want to bleed to death.
Right.
So I canceled that.
Oh.
And also, I got a paper from my dental insurance, and I don't even understand it, but it looks like they're denying to pay, what they said they would pay.
Well,
like my x-rays and...
Yeah? Uh-oh. Because you said it was going to cost just $100 and something. You mean now they're going to make you pay more? Or try to make you pay more?
I already paid the $145 for my tooth that they put in my partial that was broke. I told you that, didn't I?
Right. Yeah. So now, yeah, you told me it just was $100 and something. But is anything still pending when you get those bills?
I'm not sure about that. I don't understand the way they write these insurance papers,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if they mean that they're not going to pay some of the other stuff that needs to be done. But I didn't expect them to pay that. I just all they said they would pay was my exam and the x-rays.
Right.
And one more thing.
Medicine? Did you have any medicine? No?
No.
Okay.
3 things they pay for.
Cleaning?
Your x-ray, your exam, your x-ray, and what else is it?
I don't know. Did they clean your teeth by any chance? Because sometimes cleaning. But
cleanings, yeah, the cleanings.
Okay.
That's what they'll do.
Okay.
Yeah, but they won't even clean your teeth without antibiotics. But I did get an antibiotic. I already got it here.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to get my teeth cleaned. I don't even see the sense in getting cleaned till I get this other stuff done.
Right. Wow.
So,
well, they better do what they're supposed to do. Because
I know it.
I know. Something else to
and I
buy.
hate to get on the phone with them. It's so aggravating. And I get on the phone and stuck on my phone to my doctor, and they don't return your calls, Lisa.
Yeah, I know.
It's so frustrating.
It is.
If it's kicks me, it wears me out, is what it does.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm having the same thing with my guy that's doing my landscaping, but it's really not his fault. And I have really, I think it's been almost a week ago I was talking to my brothers about it. It's like, what, he ain't done that yet? And I'm like, no, because he's going to pour concrete and the ground has to be dry. And I'm serious, we've been like Ireland lately. We've been having like a thunderstorm just come through just long enough to wet the ground about every day. It's like so frustrating. And so I was like, anytime we have a dry spell or something, I think that my guy should get out here and start doing my arbor. But he has other jobs. He has a life too, and he has other people lined up. You know, it's not just about me. He's probably going to wait until we get like when he knows we have 2 or 3 days in a row that's going to be dry. You know, so I was praying and stuff. I'm like, God, are you trying to teach me patience? And I felt impressed in my spirit. No, not really, but how you respond during this time, it shows your true character. I'm like, woo, and that's true, you know, because some things just happen. You know, God is maybe not God trying to test and try us, but in the meantime, you still got to stay, you know.
Yeah.
I got to be patient with that guy because it's not his fault. It'd be different if it was his fault, and it's not.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
You can do a arbor?
Yeah, I told you about it at the family reunion. That's how long ago it was.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, he come out. He had another guy, one of his helpers, come out and clear out the weeds there on my hill between the 2 steps.
Yeah.
And he took the measurements and did some stuff like that. Well, I already paid him because he had ordered the wood. I already paid him and stuff like that, but he hasn't been able to get to it because seriously, we have been having a lot of rain, and then there was probably a couple of days he could have done it, but he had a super, super bad case of poison ivy. I mean, it was just not from my house, but just, you know, general thing and stuff. So that had kept him laid up for a few. I mean, if there had been any days that he probably could have got the arbor up, it would have been them. But those things kind of happen. You know, I mean, you don't anticipate. You don't know that God's going to send rain every single day for 2 months. Almost 2. It seemed like 2 months.
We was getting all that rain too there for a while.
Yeah, but
every day. But right now we're getting a lot of sunshine. So
yeah, it won't be like that forever. It just
no.
But if it wasn't going, if it was just putting up some poles and stuff, he could do that even in the rain. But it's not. They have to put in concrete, and it takes like 24 hours for it to set. And then, because you want it to be sturdy, you don't want it to fall down and stuff. So,
I know.
So it's one of those things that's going to be worth the wait. When it gets done, you'll be glad you got done right. You know.
Yeah.
So in the winter, if you come in the winter, we'll have a picnic in the ice and snow in the arbor. No, there'll be next year, or there'll probably be still this year. I mean, it stays nice usually till what, October? No. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
How long is the arbor going to be?
It's not going to be what I wanted. I wanted it between the 2 steps, but that's 20 feet, and he says I can't build it that big, not for the budget you're giving me and stuff. So what I thought is when he builds it, it's going to be in the center, and then I thought maybe get some like decking rope or something, just kind of make it come out, just kind of like fill up that, you know, make it flow together, but it won't be it'll just be like, the arbor just be like, I think he said it's going to be like 6.5 feet by 7 feet or something like that.
Oh,
So it's not going to be near as big. What I had envisioned was like a walk, like a, you know, from one step to the other, but that would just take a lot. That'd be a lot. So.
Oh.
Anyhow, but it's possible that if in time you could always add on if you needed to, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but. And him and his crew, well, right now he said all his guys quit him, I guess probably because they wouldn't get enough work because everyday rain. That's probably what it was.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably what it was, but he said right now it was just him doing it because all his guys quit him, but he said he did have somebody that was going to help him to install the arbor when it does finally get to the place, so.
Yeah.
Anyhow, but it's really weird because I just met him, but he married Brother Tharp's daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the guy. She was married to somebody else before, but she's not in church. But he keeps asking me questions about. he's not keep asking. He asked me twice. He said, you need to do a study about the difference between oneness and Trinity. I said, I do that every Sunday. I said, but Leah can tell you. And he goes, oh, she's kind of went the other way. So I told Mary, I said, if he's really serious and wants a Bible study, me and my husband give him one, or Jeremy, it'd be great for Jeremy. It gives Jeremy something to do,
Yeah.
to teach him a Bible study. But Leah, I don't know. I haven't seen her in a long time. I know she don't even pretend to be in church.
Oh.
So, but you never know. I mean, that doesn't mean her husband's not hungry. You never know.
I know.
So I'm like, maybe God's drawn this out in a long way around, because I got to talk to him. I said, did you know that years ago they used to have church in the brush arbor? And he says, no, I did not know that. I said, yeah, when my husband and I get this built, I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
stuff. So you just, I wasn't even thinking about that when I wanted a pergola and a arbor. I wasn't even thinking about that. It's just, but that's how God does. He puts things together. I thought, well, maybe we'll, that lady that comes for Bible study, if it's nice, might do it out there someday. Put like my little bistro set out there or something. I don't know. We'll have to wait till it gets built. It might not be big enough, and God knows the big picture too. We never know. Maybe Melissa's going to get married. Maybe she'll get married. You don't know. You can use the arbor for all kinds of stuff.
Oh.
One of my things was hang my hanging plants, keep my grandkids out of them.
Smack your little hands if they're getting in them.
They do. They think I think they think, oh, there's a flower, I'm going to pick that,
Lisa, they ought to know to leave their hands out of it, but that don't, shouldn't they?
Yeah, they tell me, I'm sorry, Grandstar. Like, okay.
Oh, my word.
Well, you know how it is. But anyway, well, I didn't mean to come talk your arm and leg off.
Well, you got a nursing home?
I don't today. I did last week.
How do you play the piano with your hands?
Well, I'm playing like two finger chords.
Yeah.
My thumb doesn't get to play, but my left hand carries a lot of it.
How are you teaching your music lessons?
I am still just of course my younger kids, they have a book that they go out of, so you just have to teach out of that. And then the older kids, pretty much they took enough from me. I just have them review their songs and give them new songs, and I've been able to so far. But yeah. So anyway, just keep praying for me. I know prayers. I feel the prayers of people praying for me. So that's good.
Well.
All right, Dad, doing all right? Oh, I meant when you get cleared your throat, Daddy's doing all right?
Yeah, he's doing good. He's listening to Gazers.
Well, that's good. I seen there was somebody on the Kelly Nealon Clark was requesting prayer for somebody the other day, and I can't think who that was now. Somebody from the Gaithers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she posted another picture of that Deborah Talley. She said, she goes, look, she goes, I've always thought, she says, when I first met her all them years ago, she said, I thought that is the prettiest lady I've ever seen. And then she posted a close-up picture of her the day. She goes, this is Gaither's own Lady Diana, Princess Diana, because she thinks that she's so pretty. And that picture that she had of her did kind of favor the way she had her hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she kind of favors her a little bit.
Oh.
But did you know that Brother Latta died?
Who?
Sam Latta.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I meant to tell you that last week, so it's been like a week.
Oh.
Yeah, like a week ago Friday, I believe.
Oh.
Hey, I've
Was
been.
he old? Was he pretty old?
Yeah, I don't know his exact age, but yeah, he looked like he was pretty old. I watched Indiana Camp all last week, and I am so hyper. That those
Really?
8-9-year-old kids, boy, they're pretty hyper.
Oh, yeah.
That's the camp that was this last week, and I was just watching it. I didn't even think about it. I'm like, oh, that looks like Victoria Sampley, and sure enough, she was a dorm mother this past week.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm like, I raised that girl. She was like, she was really close. She calls my girls her sisters.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was pretty neat. So, yeah, I watched that camp instead. I know Ohio camp was last week too, but I didn't. I guess in my subscriptions or something, automatically Indiana popped up and started playing. So I would have had to go look for Ohio and Tennessee's camps this week too, and they didn't have live streaming though, but people post the videos, so I just go back and watch the videos of the clips that they have. But yeah, we thought Melanie was going to get to go because Jeremy went to work at, I didn't even know there was a town called, I think, Columbus. It was one of Ohio's big cities, only here in up by Nashville. I think it's called Columbus, Tennessee, which like I said, I'd never heard of. And so he went, I think Tuesday. I think he went Monday and came back Monday night or Tuesday night. I get my days mixed up. But he picked up his kid and took up his wife and kids, and they've been staying in the motel with him. Then I guess they were going to come back last night. Well, they was hoping to go to camp because it's like not. It's up by Nashville, but see, camp's not at Nashville. It's at Murfreesboro, which it would have been like an hour and a half from where Jeremy was at, so they didn't get to go. And now, but then this morning they got up and they went to to a town called Cookville, and Jeremy has to work today. And I guess when he gets off work tonight, they're coming back tonight. That's the plans anyway. So it's been kind of quiet around here without kids. Melanie's like, she's like, we're going to get out of your hair for a few days. I said, Melanie, don't say that because that makes me feel bad because you're not in my hair.
I like. When are they planning on moving out?
It probably be a while because I don't know. They looked some place. They looked some places. I found them a house, but it cost $199,000, which is too much money. But it was It was like 4 bedroom and 3 bath, I think, on 50 acres in Pinson. Well, Joe and Beverly McCormick, he's the guy, when you went to El Ranchitos and stuff with us, all the beautiful pictures on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that painted those. He's an author and illustrator.
Oh.
And so I bet their house is really nice. But I was I'd seen where she'd posted it on the bulletin board. Beverly did, and I was asking her. I said, "How much is it? Where's it at?" And she was telling me, and I'm like, y'all won't rent, will you? And she didn't answer me back. I was telling her about my daughter and all. And Melanie, I was telling Melanie about it. She goes, "Oh, so you want us to get out of here?" I'm like, "No, but there's a nice." I said, "I know those people, and they're nice." I said, "So what if they rent it to you for $1? Would you take it?" She goes, "Oh yeah, yeah." So, but anyway, but at least now Beverly knows about them, and if she don't rent it or sell it to somebody else, you never know. I mean, if she don't sell it to somebody else, you never know. They may come around and offer it, a reasonable price. But I don't know what they do with 50 acres, but you don't know. They could probably do they could probably plant cotton or something. I don't know. We ain't never been farmers, but you could probably think of something to do.
Yeah,
So,
why not?
but anyhow. And just keep praying God's will about them, because I know I don't necessarily want them to get out, but I imagine they want to get out.
You need them to.